Hey everybody, welcome back to the place where I like to build cars. And if for some reason you haven't seen this channel before, my name is Rob and this is Build It TV. A channel where I build predominantly old Nissan, but we don't discriminate, sometimes old Hondas. And we also feature other cars that have been home built and are a little bit different from most. And today I want to talk about the fact that I have a problem. My name's Rob and I have a problem. I am a serial car buyer. So, well, I'll show you in a minute. But basically, I'm a big fan of Skylines, big fan of RB engines, and a mate of mine asked me to do some work on his car. Brought it in, did the work, and when he dropped it off, he mentioned that he was thinking about selling it. One thing led to another, I made an offer, and he accepted. So, if I thought I had enough on the plate with doing this R34 RB26 DETT swap, this 1.8 ESX RB25 swap, this drift car 1.8 ESX, plus my R34, oh, and a Datsun. Well, let me introduce to you the newest car that I bought, and that is an R33 GTST factory manual turbo. So it definitely needs a bit of love, and that's what we're going to do to it, and just get it back up to scratch and drive it daily. I've sold my Honda S2000 that you saw in the last video, so I need new daily, and that is going to be it once we get all the little niggles sorted on it. But the first thing I want to do is make it my own. I always like to start with the interior because I have a very specific setup that I like, with a Recaro seat, personal steering wheel. So before that, I'm going to clean it because it's filthy, and then we can start on modifying it in this video. Okay, so now it's just the one shade of white, well, 2 or 3, but close. I want to tackle the interior, as I said, because that's the bit you touch, that's the bit you sit in, that's the bit that's sort of most personable to me. So let's take a look. Hello, lady. So, as you can see, first of all, the whole thing needs a good old clean. So the first thing we need to tackle is take the steering wheel off, and then we can look at taking these trims out easier. So we can get all these stickers off and make that look a bit more subtle, and the stickers coming off there. So sorry Driftworks, sorry Chris Triple B, sorry guys at Option Drift, these are all going. and these can live on my toolbox. To be honest, I don't hate the white in this. The white on white could kind of work. But it's all scratched up from this stuff, so I'm going to rub this down, sand back the whole thing, and I've still got the center console bit to do, so I'm going to crack on and do that. I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. And like any good guy, I know exactly where I keep my sandpaper. Obviously, I keep a stash in the boot of this S13. Because why wouldn't you keep it there? Okay, so while the paint's drying, next up I'm going to whip this driver's seat out. Two reasons. One, because it makes it easy to get in there and clean. Two, because we're going to change it. Nothing worse than driving a spirited drive with not so buckety seats. I've only got a driver's seat, so we'll give everything else a good clean and swap this one out. Car's paying for itself, look, 20 pence. Oh, and it's feeding me some french fries. Nice, right. I'm gonna grab the Hoover and start on this. So that's looking a bit better. It's not perfect by any means, but I just wanted to get it presentable so that it didn't have, you know, so it didn't have moldy chips in it. I picked up this seat frame here. This is a Bride. There's a Bride rail for 32, 33, 34. As you can see, it's sort of like double tapped here. I actually bought this with the intention of using it on one of the S13s and modifying it, but perfect, I didn't, and now it's the one I need for this. So what we need to do is to have a look and see if this fits the Recaro seat. So this is our seat. This is a Recaro Speed or SP3 out of a Evo 4, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. And I'm going to whip the Mitsubishi frame off, and we'll see if this frame fits. Okay, well, not only the Bride seat frame and the Recaro seat don't match up, which kind of would be the case because I've got the same setup in my R34. For the next couple of hours, I'm going to put the R33 seat back in because I've got to take this thing to test, but I will sort a solution for that when I get back. Before the test, we will need a steering wheel, so I delve into my lovely steering wheel bag here for the flamingos, and this is what I'm looking for. This is a 330mm personal Grinter. It's my favorite all-time steering wheel made, in suede as well, so really nice and good to drift with. We've got a Nardi deep corner in there if I feel like it needs to be closer, but I might do something quite trick with swapping over the two for drift days and using this one for normal driving, or maybe a leather finish, one of these, I'm not sure yet. So I'm gonna thwack it on there, get the seat back in, give the dash all a wipe over, and then we can look at getting those dash trims back in once they're dry. So already this is starting to look a bit more my style, a bit more subtle inside. Starting to mount this properly, and I'm not too keen on this Nismo gear shifter. It's a bit kind of, oh hello. I prefer something a bit more chunky. I actually bought one of these style shifters for my R34 used it for like 3 days before I changed it because I wasn't too keen on it. So that's going. We'll get probably like a Greddy Trust sort of one on there. Need to do the horn to the button because I don't like it down there, and obviously to these wires. I might, because this gauge isn't doing anything, I might end up relocating the boost gauge down there because it's quite a tidy little spot. So we'll see. Okay, so back on the seat, and you'll see here that I've just mocked up the frame to show me the difference between the two bolt holes on here. Now, my initial plan was to sit the frame in the middle, have some big bits to go across, and it bolt through those and then through the frame. But actually, as it turns out, the seat doesn't sit central if you do it that way. So bolting this one up against here sits the seat central to the steering wheel and the pedals, and then we can obviously bridge this gap. Now, the initial thought was just to do something from here to here. Two issues with that. One is that the seat will sit higher on that side, although not massively noticeable, but it definitely will sit higher. The other is that I don't know if it'll have enough structural support. So I'm going to make two braces to go from here to here. The whole thing will sit on it all the way across. I'll tap it here so we can thread straight into it, and then obviously it will go into there. So I'm going to get to cutting the stuff on this bit of metal here. That's plenty thick enough for what we need, and I'll see you in a bit. So it's cleaned and looking a whole lot better. We've got the personal steering wheel in there, clean up all the dash, and we've got this Recaro set in there as well on that new base, which all looks a whole lot better than it used to. Oh, I'm sure you'll agree. Just like that, a couple of interior mods done, and the thing's looking a bit nicer inside and a bit more like my sort of car as well. So loving it. Fantastic. Well, I appreciate you watching. We'll be doing a load more mods on this soon, so stay tuned, make sure you subscribe, and I will see you soon. 1000cc injectors.